What's up, guys? Well, just when we thought that the World Cup couldn't throw out any more surprises after Costa Rica defeated Japan earlier on today, Belgium gave us another surprise, or should I say Morocco gave us a surprise. A 2-0 win over the Red Devils. Nez, what did you think of this one? What are Belgium just not getting right?
I don't know what it is, to be honest. It just feels like something's a little bit off in terms of their attack. They don't really feel that dangerous. Defensively, they feel okay, but it doesn't feel like the Belgian side that was making it to the latter stages in the last tournament. But then to give Morocco credit, I think the way they played, they were defensively very, very good, and they attacked exceptionally well. And a lot of people say this is a fair result. And it's not what many people thought, myself included, because now my bracket is literally
Smash.
in tatters, yeah.
Smash. And I mean, we've been talking about this current crop of Belgian players for so long now, to the point that Kevin De Bruyne, I think, jokingly said that they're too old to win the World Cup just the other day. But looking at it now, and they seem to be missing that spark, as you said, in terms of creative chances, which is weird when you see those names on the pitch. But one name that we haven't seen on the pitch as much is Romelu Lukaku. Do you put anything down to that?
Possibly, but if he's not fully fit, I don't think you get the full benefit. I think it's good to see him come out there at the end of the match and going into that final game against Croatia. You know, you're almost expecting him to start because they'll have to win. I think looking at the game that's coming up this evening between Croatia and Canada, you kind of leaning towards Croatia winning that, although, you know, CONCACAF bias, I don't want to be against it. I don't need any more grief.
You're already against it. We told the world you're against it.
I don't need any more grief, but Belgium will be watching that game intently to see what they have to do in that final match. So I think Lukaku appearing in that third game, this is the reason why you brought him. You didn't bring him to potentially just play in the later stages. You brought him to try and play as soon as possible. Yeah. So I think they need their talisman out there, and to get a little bit more from De Bruyne, a little bit more from Hazard and other players as well, because it just feels a little bit flat at the moment. And if they're going to be successful, that's not going to be the answer.
Well, you say Lukaku as the talisman of Belgium. See, I would say Thibaut Courtois is, because usually, I mean, we would say he's the best goalkeeper in the world right now for all he does at Real Madrid. But today, that first goal, as you said, it didn't sit well with us. It wasn't very Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah, so it went in and there were tons of Morocco fans around us who were celebrating, but something just looked a little bit off about it. And then you watch it back and he just seems to have put himself in the wrong position. And I hold my hands up, I'm not a goalkeeping expert, but something just felt a little bit off for somebody who's as good as he is. And I think as well, it's probably particularly strange because something similar happened in the first half and they managed to be disallowed because there was an offside. So to make the same mistake twice, that's not something we kind of see with people like him. But for him now, it's up to him to find a big reaction for that third game, because now essentially it's a must-win.
So back to the drawing board for Belgium, but enough about that. Let's talk about the winner, shall we? Morocco, because we have to big them up. Anything from what you saw today that could suggest that maybe they could fully blow your bracket out of the water and actually go through to the next round?
I think they were defensively very, very solid. In attack, they worked exceptionally hard, and even when they had the 2-0 lead at the end, they were pressing all the way through to the final, to the very final second. And best of all, the crowd was right behind them. The atmosphere sounded like we were in Morocco, and I think for Belgium they would have felt that, because sometimes, you know, when you're in the ascendancy it's great, but when you're on the back foot it always feels worse when tens of thousands of people are rooting against you. So I think if they can manage to maintain that support and the belief that they now have, because they've beaten the side which was in the, you know, one of the 4 best sides in the tournament last time, they're going to be a very dangerous side going forward.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.